So Kuro just added tripping, right? And that's a really cool mechanic. But the problem with it is now you can just stand still and punish attackers even more. So it really just buffs zoning, which is already a major problem. And on top of that, there's certain people that I won't name that like the buff zoning like a lot, and they convinced Kuro to make these changes, which nerf everything else and just buff zoning. Because for the longest time, Zweihander has obviously been the most broken weapon. It's been that way for a long time. It hasn't gotten a proper nerf. Like you can now easily parry between the two M1s, like easier, and I'm pretty sure they put M2 on a slightly longer cooldown, but that isn't enough, right? And so it's still the best weapon in the game. And on top of that, Nails is really good right now too. It doesn't get any nerfs. But you know what did get nerfed? Barrel Guard, which has consistently been like a pretty mid tier weapon, I believe. Like the certain people that I won't name have called it close to S tier for a long time now. And the reason it got nerfed was because it was pretty good into the tripping mechanic, and you could launch yourself with the trip and recovers to get a faster dash distance, which isn't really relevant because you get up slower anyway. And they put it on a 4 second cooldown, which really just enforces it to play slow because now you can't use your main ability that was used what Dagger was mainly used for, right? So instead of being able to dash in and keep going because your recover is back. Now you gotta dash in, get knocked down, and you have to back up and wait for your recover to come back up. It really just forces it to be a really pick and choosy weapon, which I'm pretty sure wasn't intended for it. So that's why I think it's a bad change overall. On top of other nerfs, I'll take a look at them. Hold on. Yeah, hip guard was very, very slightly nerfed. The length between M1s was slightly increased, and there's slightly more end lag on the M2, which was already the most punishable move by far. Um, Nails didn't get any nerfs whatsoever. Sparfax didn't get any buffs. Spender didn't get any buffs. Brawler Guard probably needed a nerf. And, you know, people will call this a good update, right? Because it enforces the zoning meta more. Like, ooh, the only weapon that wasn't meant for zoning is now meant for zoning. It's it's ridiculous, honestly. And people will continually call this a good update because it's what they're good at, right? And despite everything, they want 11-minute fights more than anything else. Oh yeah, and something I also missed, Binding Rune was also nerfed pretty heavily. They really only had to nerf one of them because you can either always have Recover on cooldown, you can always have Binding Rune on cooldown. But if you never have any abilities up, and both are on long cooldowns, then you're just an M1 kit. You just M1, M1, M1. And it's honestly so bad. Dagger's range is horrible. Dagger's, damage is horrible. It's really only made good by Binding Rune and Recover, both. So without both of those core abilities up all the time, Dagger just becomes a worse Nails, which it already kind of was, and it was only made unique from Binding Rune. So yeah, that's really all I have to say.